saw a moose right by the driveway.
Hello, I'm Ajahn Jyoti Paulo. Welcome to Sauntering into Silence. This morning I was told there was a moose on the property, and I took the drone, flew around the area, the person saw it, and I couldn't find it. So we are on a moose tracking expedition. That's why I got the trapper's hat on. So these old prints here are moose. So you can see these are quite large, about the same size as my boot print. So I said I was out here moose tracking, which I have been, but I'm just out here enjoying the day. I have never come out looking for an animal and been able to find it, except for the lynx that I saw walk by the main monastery, and then went out and tracked it and did encounter it. But that's really the only time I've... No, there's also a deer that I saw from the main building, went out and filmed that. But very rarely do you ever come out looking for an animal and then find it.
Joe sees it too.
We see lots of animals here, but it's always just by chance. It is dangerous to be around moose. Many people think bears are the most dangerous animals out here, and you do have to have respect for them. But moose, just because of how large they are, and they can be territorial and protective of their young. And so many people in Canada are actually killed by being attacked by moose. So I don't expect that to happen, but I am enjoying being outside. So for a couple of moose stories, I have quite a few. The first time I ever saw one, I lived in New Hampshire, and my best friends, we were all whitewater kayakers, and we went up to the Kennebec River. And as we were driving up to the river, my friend knew I'd never seen a moose. And then way off in the distance, like, kind of twice the distances, which you see behind me here, we saw this, huge moose in the middle of the road. There was one of our vehicles were in front of us, and they saw the moose the same time we did. So they sped off really fast trying to get up to the moose. And as we got about 100 yards away from the moose, I could just see this thing was massive. And we were all driving SUVs that are probably, like 6 feet tall. And then we had roof racks and then kayaks on top of those. So they were like 9-10 feet tall, the vehicles. And as we were getting close to this moose, the moose was taller than the vehicle. And I just remember actually being afraid, like starting to shake, like, back away, back away. They're just huge animals. But another trip when we were kayaking, we went up to an area where my friend knew that there was kind of a marshy area, and the moose would go there in the evenings. So we kind of set up and we're leaning up against the vehicle, watching this marsh across the road. And all of a sudden, right behind me, I hear this person, kind of like a horse. I can't do it right now. But I turn around, and literally like 2 feet away from me, there's this huge moose just sort of looking at me. And then that's when I found out, my friend told me that moose are extremely dangerous. So we very slowly walked around to the other side of the vehicle. So that was 2 encounters in New Hampshire and Maine. Living here, I've had various experiences. You okay? Was it too cold for you? No, it wasn't too cold? So these trees here with kind of the reddish buds on them, that is prime moose food. Yesterday I walked about 90% around the area where Amanda said she saw the moose. I couldn't find tracks of it anywhere, and I was only a smidgen bit of doubt coming into my mind, but I knew she wouldn't lie, so I came out again today. And here are the fresh moose prints. So this is the very corner of the monastery here. That's the power lines over there. So it's probably somewhere in the area still. And you can see here, they're eating the top bits of these plants. And here's where the moose laid down for a while. Took a nap. So I'm calling this moose therapy. Really good for the ankle, I hope. Getting out here in a little bit of uneven territory, pretty close to the road if something bad happens. But this moose is leading me places I wouldn't have gone. If I go real slow, deliberate steps, it's been good. Here you go. Have you seen any moose around? Which way did they go?
Aggiungioti Paolo, I saw the moose over by the gazebo.
Here's a place where a moose laid down. It's probably 8 feet from there to there. This moose is playing tricks on me because so that's the cabin I usually stay in. So if I had been in my cabin, the moose would have walked to me. This is one tricky moose. Okay, we are dealing with a mythical being here. So right over there is where I noticed the moose had laid down, and then it got up and walked through there and then crossed over Sister Mon's path, and I saw her and she confirmed that's what it was. So I followed it and it came out right there at that second pole, and there's a trail there that goes into a cabin. Then there's a trail from there that comes back to this parking lot. And just before it got there, it came back here and to right there, crossed the road right here, then went back to the place where it laid down. So that moose is either walking circles and it's just behind me, or it just disappeared. I think it's a mythical being. Okay, the mystery deepens. So the cabin is that direction, and I followed it last time. I saw the tracks coming through here, but I didn't want to go through this, so I cut across over there, and then I ran into these prints. So there must be 2 moose, and it went that direction, and I followed it. But there's another set that goes this way, and it left monastery through this, broke the fence. So now we have 2 disappearing moose. This is either a very clever moose or it's got 2 feet going the opposite direction. So this print here, the foot is coming towards me. This one here, the print is going away from me. So this moose was backtracking. I think it was leading me in circles. Interesting.
And I took a photo.
I told you so.